Hello, and thank you for joining February 2022's version of our Google Workspace webinar. My name is Josh, and I will be walking you through a few things today. Today's agenda is one key item that was brought up to me a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to make sure to present it here. This kind of falls outside our normal um, workshop videos because this setting will end up being outside the admin console. So it is not something that is available for you to edit within the admin console. It will rely upon um, corporate policy and how history is managed. And then if corporate policy dictates that this setting be off, then a letter will have to be designed and sent to all your users with instructions on how to turn this version of history off. The subject matter today is going to be the Google Workspace search history facts. The research article that was brought to my attention, I'm listing here, and then the knowledge base article that's referenced in this research article is also listed here. These two links will be provided to you somewhere near the link that you clicked to get to this point. Everything will be all included, easy to find. All this information will be listed right there for you. So what the Workspace search history fact is starting on March 29th of 2022. Inside the admin console, there's a web and activity setting, and that setting will be going away, and it will be replaced by something called the Google Workspace search history, and it's going to be on by default for all users, which is the reason I am bringing this to your attention. Once again, before we continue, I want to make sure to stress that this setting is not in your admin console. This is something that only your users can get to. So how you turn that setting on or off is you go to the My Activities page, you click on Other Google Activity, and then Google Workspace Search History, and then click it on or off. And the next page here so this is a screenshot of my Google activity. You'll see here how I have web and app activity. It's turned on. For yours, it could be off or on. For me, it happens to be on. In this area is where the new setting is going to be starting in March 29th. And in the articles that I provided you in a previous slide, and in the Google KB article, there's actually a link that you can just click to get to this page. So, but this is what the area looks like. This is where you're going to have to go to see the setting. How this changes for admins is the old setting was able to be controlled through the admin console, where in this setting, it is not. So you will be tasked with determining your corporate policy and then your next steps after the corporate policy. And it could be that, your company just doesn't have any policies regarding history, or if you're on the more strict side, it's going to have to be off. Unfortunately, there is no way to turn it off in the admin console. You'll see you cannot override the user's Google Workspace search history option. So you will have to formulate a letter, and I believe I have that talked about in the next slide. Recommended next steps: review corporate policy and act accordingly. Notify the users with a short and simple explanation of the changes. If policy requires this form of history turned off, then provide each user a link to the Google KB, and then also provide an itemized instructions. Provide itemized instructions so the link isn't needed to complete the task. I would this is sort of how I would handle a situation if I was working with users. The less information, kind of the better. Just provide them a simple, short explanation of what's going on and provide them the exact steps necessary to complete the activity. And that is all for today. Thank you very much for listening to me. My name is Josh, and it was a pleasure working with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to collaborationtraining@pythian.com. If you have any support-related questions, feel free to reach out to collaboration support at Pythian.com. Thank you very much, and we'll talk again soon.